everyone. This will be my video lecture in NST, in CVN. CVN rather, Chameleon Values and Norms. Today is November 9. It's a Wednesday afternoon, no? November 9, 2022. But before I start my lecture on Chameleon Values and Norms, no, there is an assignment that I will be giving you in NSTP 1. And that is, of course, this Friday we will all go to CSI Lucao for the talent competition of Miss Gali Kayo Camiliana. So I would like to invite all of you to go there because your assignment has something to do with this recreational activity. So I'd like to see all of you there and be on time because the show might start at around 2 or 2:30 p.m. So I'd like to see all of you there during the talent competition, and I will be giving you your assignment through the GC after the event. Okay, so much for that. I think we will start with a new topic this time in CVN, and this is unit 4 of your module, no, of the book that you have. And the title, of course, has something to do with chameleon values and norms, no? So remember this, no? We are starting a new topic, and the topic will now have to focus on chameleon values and norms, no? So we start here, which is the most important part of your book. So what does it mean to be a chameleon? But before we define the general makeup or character, no? The character of a chameleon, well, of course, we begin with the basics. And one norm that you should remember, the norm that you should remember here in my class, the norm that I'd like you to remember all throughout your life will be the chameleon way of extending greetings, no? This is the most important norm that you have to learn while you are on campus as well as when you are outside. So how do we do the chameleon, or how do we extend our greetings to somebody whom we meet perhaps in the bookstore or in the corridor or even outside? Say if you meet somebody in the supermarket or in the market for that matter. So how do you extend your greetings? No? Of course, it's very simple, and this is very evident to all chameleons, to all students who have studied here at in this institution. So what you do is you take your right palm, no? Yung palm. You take your right palm, then of course you place that lightly on your left chest, not in your heart. Then what you should do is of course to take a little bow like that, no? So you say good morning if it is in the morning, or good afternoon if it is in the afternoon. So that is how we extend our greetings to someone whom we meet. And what does that mean when we extend our greetings or convey our greetings to somebody? What does that mean, no? It means something, and it means a lot, no? Not only for yourself, but even for the person whom you have encountered or you have met, no? So now we focus first on this chameleon way of extending greetings, because this is a norm that you have to learn being a part of the chameleon institution, no? So here the norm that I'm mentioning is of course extending greetings, no? And I have shown to you already. I have already demonstrated to you how it is to extend greetings, no? So you put your right palm on your left chest, no? At the periphery of your heart. So what does it mean? So you put that in your heart, no? Lightly in your outer part of your heart. No? So here, when you extend your greetings, you have to do this, no? To free, no? To free your heart. No, you have to free your heart with heart. No. So what does it mean? What does it mean when you free? No, you free. You have to remove everything. No. H would stand for hatred. No. How do we translate hatred in Filipino? We translate it as suklam. No. Ayaw natin yan. No. Suklam. E would stand for what we call envy. No. Envy. And how do we translate envy in our Filipino language? That is inggit. No? Inggit. So you have to free that also. You should free also your heart with inggit or envy. A would stand for anger. No? Anger in Filipino language, it means what? Galit. Galit. We do not also want that. No? Galit. Inggit. Suklam. We do not also want that. R would be resentment. And how do we translate resentment? Hinanakit. Hinanakit. For whatever extent or whoever that might be that you're having a grudge against. No, you also have to remove that. Yung hinanakit. And then finally we have the T, which stands for timidity of the heart. Timidity of the heart. Meaning, what? Walang pakialam or, in short, manhid. No? Manhid. So, these are the things when you extend your greetings to somebody whom you have met or encountered or whoever whom you see, no? Or you pass by, no? You extend the chameleon way of greetings, and that means that you have to free first all these negativities. No? Your heart should be pure and clean by removing hatred, by removing envy, by removing anger, by removing resentment, and by removing timidity of the heart. No? This is the translation. No? So why is that? Why do you have to free your heart with heart, no? With heart itself? Well, because what it means is that when you are extending chameleon greetings, you have to free your heart with heart, because the meaning of your greetings would be, God is with me, and I extend so is with you. I extend also with God with you. No? No? So that is the meaning of the chameleon way of extending greetings. God is with me, and so is with you. And so I extend that also with you. Or in short, it means peace be with you. No? Peace be with you. Clear so far? So this is the meaning of the way you will extend your greetings to somebody whom you know, or even those whom you do not know. So you say like that, good afternoon or good morning, how are you? And that means that the meaning of your extending greetings, chameleon way, would be peace be with you, as simple as that, or God is with me, and so I extend that also with you. Clear so far? So next time, when we meet again, because you are quite busy right now, so we cannot hold our classes yet in the classroom. So next meeting, that will be, of course, next week or next Friday, I want to see you practicing the way by which we extend our greetings. No? The chameleon way of extending greetings, especially in your NSTP class and in your CVN class. So to continue, so if I continue, so that is the norm that I'd like you to remember, no? And I'd like you to practice also. No? So that is the norm that you have to remember all throughout your life, having studied or having been affiliated with a chameleon institution. Now, I'd like to focus now on the charism of the chameleons. No? What do you understand by the word charism of the chameleons? No? What do you understand by the word this, charism? No? When we talk of a charism, no, we are talking of something that is a gift, freely given. No? It's a gift or it's a grace. No? So all of us chameleons, because we are studying or we are associated with a chameleon institution, we have what we call the charism. No? The charism or a gift. And what are these gifts? No? Actually, there are three. No? That have been freely or graciously given to us all studying or working in a chameleon institution. Of course, these three gifts which embody the chameleon charism are also incorporated in the school logo. The first is, of course, what? Do you know? Do you know what is the first grace or the first gift given to us? It's knowledge. No? Knowledge, or the translation in Latin would be what? Scientia. No? Scientia. Okay? Understand? And the second grace or the second gift bestowed upon us will be love. Or the translation would be amor in Latin. And the third is, of course, service. No? So you should remember the chameleon charism. Service, servitium. No? Servitium. No? So these are the chameleon graces that have been bestowed upon us. And simply it is called the charism of the chameleons. To know, to love, and to serve. If we translate that or we make that in more active form, because we will be using the verb, no? To know, to love, and to serve. Okay? Now, let us define each one, no? Knowledge, love, and then service. So I'd like to focus my discussion today about the chameleon charism, no? What are those charism again? Knowledge, love, and service. Now, if you would like to easily memorize this, it is KLS. No? Knowledge, love, and service. Okay? So let us take the first gift or the first grace given to us, no? As affiliated with a chameleon institution. And the first is, of course, what we call what? Knowledge. No? Knowledge. What is the translation again in Latin of knowledge? Well, scientia. No? Scientia. No? So that is the translation. Knowledge. When we talk of knowledge, of course, what do we mean by this? Whom are we talking about as the first thing that we should know? Now, if you will remember the symbol or the emblem that we have, the emblem is represented by a cross, no? And this is what we are well known for, the red cross. Clear? So far, the red cross will represent the charism of the chameleons, no? So when we talk of the red cross, knowledge, no? When we are talking of knowledge, well, of course, the first thing that we have to know is to know God first. No? To know God first before knowing anything else. No? Say, for instance, here in our environment. But the first thing that we should know is knowing God first. No? All others in our environment will follow and represented by the horizontal axis of the cross, of the chameleon cross. So I repeat, when we are talking about the first grace or the first gift that is given to us as our chameleon charism, it is represented by a symbol or an emblem, and that emblem is the cross, the red cross itself. No? And that one will represent, when we talk of knowledge, the first thing that we have to know will be knowing God first. Diba? Knowing God. And of course, knowing God would pertain to our faith. No? To Him. Now, second, the cross would also symbolize knowing our environment or all other things, and that is represented by the horizontal axis. Clear so far? Okay, I move on to the second. I will be discussing this again in a more detailed way next time. No? More detail. No? And the second grace in the chameleon charism is what we call love. No? Love. Of course, this is an all-encompassing term or word. No? Again, we go back to the cross, no? Which is the emblem, the red cross, which is the emblem of the chameleons. Again, we go back to this. No? So love, of course, again, when we talk of the vertical axis, we have to love God first. Clear? Love God first before loving others, which is represented by the horizontal axis. Loving others, or your, what we call your fellow men. Clear? So, it is not only a symbol of knowledge, knowing God, but also extending love vertically, and vertical axis would pertain to loving God first, and then it also pertains to loving our fellow men, no others. All others would mean our fellow men or neighbors. Clear? So far, so loving God first is represented by the vertical axis, and of course, loving others or our fellow men or neighbors represented by the horizontal axis. Okay? Clear? Now, this one is also the same with regard to the third gift or the third grace in the chameleon charism, which is service. No? So again here, serving God first comes by the representation of the vertical axis, and serving our fellow men is represented by the horizontal axis. So that means that the cross, no, would mean the chameleon charism of knowledge, love, and service. Now, why do you have, now you may ask, no, how come that the cross is color red instead of black? No, this has also a meaning. No, the reason why we take, no, the cross of the chameleon as color red is, what does this mean? When it is a red cross, it means that you take your cross because it will be heroic, no? Like martyrdom, no? Martyrdom, so you have to do it by virtue of what we call selfless sacrifice. Now, you have to know God, you have to love God, and you have to serve God and your fellow men in a heroic and to the point that you become a martyr, no, to what you do, no. So you become a hero or heroine, you become a martyr because of the chameleon charism that we have, no. So also, when we talk of chameleons, no, possessing all this this charism on knowledge, love, and service, of course, we also have to identify the core values that we should possess, no? And that is represented by the acronym skillful. Now, this one, this per letter, it means something, no? In the word skillful, it means something that is consistent with the chameleon charism. So here, the letter S now would speak for service-oriented, no? So again, where did we get this service? Of course, it's part of the chameleon charism. Here, of course, knowledge, no? Knowledge driven also. No? Knowledge driven. I would stand for innovative. No? Innovative. No, L, of course, because we have the charism on love, love-centered. No? Then L would stand for, I think this one is leading by example. No? Leading by example. No? And then, of course, F would be, of course, forward-looking. Forward-looking, we are not static. We always think about the future. Then this one, U will be unwavering loyalty. No, we do not change our loyalty in exchange for others. And of course, the most important is, of course, living for God. Living for God. No? So this one, so it has a meaning. No, when we talk of our core values, the core values would be represented by the acronym skillful, and every letter in the word will have its corresponding meaning. No? I think that is all for today. I do not want you to have so many things to think about before we go for the competition this Friday. So I would like to continue again my lecture on chameleon values and norms next time. Okay? That is all for today. Good afternoon, everyone.